Most people wake up every morning and immediately hand over control of their lives to distractions, stress, and routine. But the top 1% live differently. They do not wake up by accident. They wake up with purpose. They understand that the way you start your day is the way you live your life. What if I told you there is a secret, a hidden discipline that allows you to wake up with total control, clarity, and power every single morning? This is not about luck or genetics. It's about choice, about building rituals that wire your mind and body for victory. Only 1% wake up like this, but today you have the chance to step into that rare group. Number 1. Win the first battle of the day by mastering your wake-up moment. The first battle of your day begins the moment your eyes open. It is not fought in the gym, not in the office, not in the noise of the world, it is fought in your bed. That small instant when the alarm rings and you decide whether to rise with strength or to surrender to weakness determines more than you think. Most people lose this battle before their day even begins. They negotiate with their mind, just 5 more minutes, and then they slip into the comfort of delay. But comfort is deceptive. It steals time, it steals discipline, it steals control. The top 1% understand that the way you treat the first moments of your morning is the way you treat the rest of your life. If you delay the start, you delay success. If you rise with command, you rise with victory. When you wake up, you are sending a message to your subconscious. You are telling yourself, I am in charge, not my excuses. This is why mastering the wake-up moment is more than just about time, it is about identity. Are you someone who listens to weakness, or are you someone who takes control? When you choose to get up immediately without hesitation, you train your mind to follow strength over softness. This mental muscle carries into every choice you make throughout the day. Suddenly you find it easier to stay disciplined with your diet, easier to focus on your work, easier to push through challenges, because you began your day with discipline instead of delay. Think of the alarm as life calling you. How do you answer? With energy and readiness, or with excuses? Each time you choose to rise without hesitation, you are carving a path of self-respect. You no longer live as a prisoner to your emotions. You live as a master of them. That is the secret of control. The top 1% are not necessarily more talented, they are simply less negotiable with themselves. They do not debate with their comfort. They decide. They understand that the person who wins the morning has already conquered the hardest enemy, the weaker version of themselves. The first minutes of your morning are sacred. They are the seed of your day. If you water them with strength, discipline, and clarity, the hours that follow will bloom with focus and productivity. If you neglect them, if you allow laziness to plant its roots, then no matter how hard you try later, the day will feel like a battle uphill. This is why the first battle matters most. You cannot build a powerful life if you keep losing the first war before sunrise. So tomorrow when the alarm rings, remember, this is not just another morning, this is your training ground. You are not just waking up, you are building character. Stand up, rise up, and declare silently to yourself, I am in control. I will not surrender. I win the morning, therefore I win the day. Number 2. Avoid the phone and external noise. Give your mind peace before the world demands your attention. The moment most people wake up, their hand reaches for the phone. Before their eyes even adjust to the morning light, their mind is already drowning in notifications, messages, emails, and endless streams of information. What they do not realize is that they are surrendering control before their day even begins. The first voices they hear are not their own thoughts, but the demands of others. The first images they see are not visions of their own goals, but distractions carefully designed to capture their attention. When you begin your day with your phone, you are handing over your peace, your clarity, and your focus to the world. And once it is gone, you spend the rest of the day trying to get it back. The top 1% live differently. They understand that the morning is not for the world, it is for themselves. They protect it like a treasure. They know that when they wake, their mind is at its purest, their energy at its highest, and their focus at its sharpest. Instead of pouring this rare energy into a screen, they pour it into silence, reflection, and presence. They give themselves the gift of listening to their own breath, their own thoughts, their own inner voice before the noise of the world drowns it out. By avoiding the phone in the first hour of the day, they maintain control of their inner world, and that control spreads into every action that follows. When you check your phone immediately, you are teaching your brain to be reactive, not proactive. You allow other people's priorities to become your own. An email dictates your mood, a headline shapes your focus, a notification pulls your attention away from what truly matters. Instead of starting with vision, you start with reaction. And when your day begins in reaction, it becomes nearly impossible to reclaim direction. That is why so many people feel overwhelmed, distracted, and anxious. They begin the day by feeding on noise instead of feeding their mind with clarity. But imagine beginning differently. Imagine opening your eyes and instead of reaching for your phone, you reach for stillness. You take a deep breath. You feel gratitude for simply being alive. You drink water to awaken your body. You stretch or move gently to remind yourself of your strength. You sit in silence, maybe meditate or simply reflect, allowing your thoughts to rise and fall without judgment. In that quiet space, your vision becomes clear. You decide how you will show up, what you will focus on, and who you will become today. This is not wasted time, it is the most powerful investment you can make. Avoiding your phone in the morning is not about rejecting technology, it is about reclaiming your authority. It is about saying, before I let the world speak to me, I will speak to myself. It is about recognizing that your mind is a sacred space, and not everyone deserves access to it at your most vulnerable moment of the day. When you guard the first hour, you command the next 23. And when you learn to begin with peace, no chaos from the outside world can steal the calm with. Number 3. Hydrate and energize your body immediately to activate clarity and focus. The moment you wake up, your body has already been fasting for hours. Your cells are thirsty, your brain is dehydrated, and your energy reserves are waiting to be renewed. Yet most people ignore this truth. They start their mornings with coffee, with sugar, or with nothing at all. And then they wonder why they feel sluggish, foggy, and unfocused. But the top 1% understand that if you want to command your day, you must first command your body. And that begins with something so simple, yet so powerful: hydration. Water is not just a drink, it is fuel for life. Your brain is mostly water. Your muscles, your blood, your very cells all depend on it. After hours of sleep, your body is running on empty. When you choose to hydrate first thing in the morning, you are not just quenching thirst, you are awakening clarity, focus, and vitality. One glass of water is like a signal to your system that it is time to activate, time to rise, time to perform. It flushes out toxins, recharges your cells, and gives your mind the sharpness it needs to lead. That is why the strongest performers, the disciplined achievers, never skip this small act. They know it is not just about survival, it is about preparation for greatness. But hydration is only the beginning. To take control of your day, you must also energize your body. Too many people expect to feel powerful without moving, expect to feel alive without activity. They stay still and their energy stays trapped. The body was designed for motion, and motion creates emotion. A few minutes of stretching, a short workout, or even simple breathing exercises can transform your state from tired to unstoppable. The morning is not the time to remain passive. It is the time to awaken your strength. And once your body is awake, your mind follows. Think of your morning routine as charging your inner battery. If you skip hydration, your mind runs on low power. If you skip movement, your energy drains too quickly. But when you combine water, breath, and movement, you unlock a natural power that no caffeine can match. You feel alive, alert, and ready to take control instead of dragging yourself through the day half awake. The top 1% know this secret. They prime their bodies before the world demands performance from them. They give themselves energy first, so they can give their best to everything else later. When you hydrate and energize your body in the morning, you are sending a message: I respect this vessel. I choose to care for it. I choose to rise with power. You stop treating your body as a burden, and start treating it as the engine of your success. And once your body is aligned, your mind cannot help but follow. Clarity, focus, and confidence are no longer things you search for throughout the day. They are already within you because you chose to awaken them at sunrise. Number 4. Use silence, meditation, or breathing to center your emotions before chaos begins. The world you step into each day is loud, chaotic, and demanding. From the moment you check your phone, walk into work, or interact with others, your mind is pulled in 100 directions. People demand your time, responsibilities weigh on your shoulders, and unforeseen challenges test your patience. If you do not prepare yourself internally, the world will shape your emotions for you. And when the world controls your emotions, it controls your actions, your decisions, and your life. That is why the top 1% always begin their mornings with silence, meditation, or mindful breathing. They center themselves before the chaos begins, so when it arrives, they remain unshaken. Silence is not emptiness, it is strength. It is in the stillness of the morning where your mind resets, where clarity returns, and where wisdom speaks. Most people fear silence because it confronts them with their own thoughts, but the strongest embrace it because they understand that peace is not found outside. It is cultivated within. When you allow yourself to sit quietly for just a few minutes, you begin to observe your emotions rather than react to them. You create space between your feelings and your actions, and in that space lies true power. Meditation is one of the simplest yet most transformative practices you can adopt in your mornings. You do not need hours, nor do you need perfection. Even 5 minutes of mindful awareness, breathing deeply, focusing on the present moment, letting go of yesterday's burdens, can shift your entire day. Meditation is not about escaping the world, it is about preparing for it. It gives you emotional armor, a calmness that does not break when pressure arrives. Imagine starting your day with a still mind, how much clearer your decisions would be, how much lighter your stress would feel, how much stronger your confidence would become. Breathing too is a secret weapon. It sounds simple, but it is profound. Most people breathe shallowly, never realizing that their energy, their calm, and their focus are all tied to the depth of their breath. Conscious breathing, slow, steady, intentional, calms the nervous system, lowers stress, and floods your body with oxygen and vitality. Just a few minutes of mindful breathing in the morning can turn anxiety into focus and lethargy into energy. The breath is life's reminder that you are in control, that calmness is always within reach. When you begin your mornings with silence, meditation, or breathing, you are choosing to lead your emotions instead of being led by them. You are saying, I will not be a victim of chaos, I will be the center of calm. And once you carry that calmness into your day, no external noise can disturb your inner peace. You respond with clarity instead of reaction, with wisdom instead of anger, with focus instead of distraction. The storms of life will always come, but if you learn to anchor yourself in silence each morning, you will no longer be thrown around by the winds of chaos. Instead, you will move through your day with balance, stability, and total control, because the strongest power you can hold is mastery over yourself. Number 5. Move your body. Exercise primes your brain for confidence and productivity. Your body is the vehicle that carries you through life. If the vehicle is weak, neglected, or sluggish, then no matter how powerful your mind may be, you cannot perform at your highest level. The truth is simple. When you move your body, you awaken your mind. Exercise is not only about building muscles or burning calories. It is about activating confidence, focus, and resilience. The top 1% understand this truth deeply. That is why they do not wait for the right time to exercise. They begin their mornings with it. They know that movement is fuel, and when you start your day with movement, you prime yourself for greatness. When you exercise in the morning, you release chemicals in your brain, endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, that naturally elevate your mood. You begin your day not with stress but with joy, not with lethargy but with vitality. The body becomes alive, and so does the mind. You feel more capable, more ready to take on challenges, more focused on what truly matters. Studies confirm what experience proves: movement sharpens memory, increases creativity, and heightens productivity. But beyond the science, there is something deeper. Movement awakens your inner power. Think about how you feel after a workout. You stand taller, you breathe deeper, and you walk with certainty. That confidence does not come from the outside world. It is generated from within. It is the confidence of someone who has already conquered resistance in the first hours of the day. When you push through the discomfort of exercise, you train your mind to push through the discomfort of life. You teach yourself that pain is temporary, but growth is lasting. Each drop of sweat becomes proof that you are stronger than excuses, and that strength carries into every decision you make. You do not need hours in the gym to feel this shift. Even 15 minutes of intentional movement can transform your morning. It could be stretching, yoga, running, bodyweight exercises, or any activity that wakes up your muscles and heart. What matters is not perfection, it is consistency. Every morning you move your body, you are casting a vote for the identity of a disciplined, strong, and unstoppable person. And each time you follow through, your self-belief grows. The body and mind are not separate. They are deeply connected. A tired body drags down the mind, but an energized body lifts it. When you choose to move in the morning, you choose clarity over fog, power over weakness, confidence over doubt. You begin your day already victorious, because you have proven to yourself that you are capable of action. This is why the strongest people in the world never neglect morning movement. They understand it is not about building the perfect body. It is about building the strongest mindset. When your body is active, your mind is alert. When your body is strong, your spirit is unshakable. And when you start your day in motion, you are no longer a passenger in life, you are the driver, in total control of where you are going. Number 6. Feed your mind with empowering thoughts, not negative headlines. Your mind is the garden of your life. Whatever you plant inside it in the morning will grow throughout the day. If you begin with negativity, fear, and noise, then your thoughts will be poisoned, your emotions will be heavy, and your actions will follow the same path. But if you choose to feed your mind with empowering thoughts, with wisdom, and with inspiration, then your day blossoms with strength, clarity, and direction. This is the hidden secret the top 1% live by. They guard their mental diet as carefully as they guard their physical one. Most people wake up and the first thing they consume is not food, it is information. They scroll through the news, headlines, and social media. They fill their mind with stories of fear, anger, and distraction before they have even taken their first breath of fresh air. Without realizing it, they allow the world to set the tone of their emotions. A negative headline dictates their mood, a controversial post shapes their focus, a random notification consumes their energy, and by the time they leave their home, they are already drained, not by what they did, but by what they consumed. But the strongest individuals live differently. They understand that their mind is too valuable to be fed with trash. Instead of giving their first attention to negativity, they choose empowering fuel. They read words that inspire. They listen to voices that uplift. They focus on affirmations that remind them of who they want to become. Instead of consuming fear, they consume faith. Instead of reacting to noise, they create silence and fill it with wisdom. And because they begin their day with empowerment, they carry that energy into everything else they touch. Feeding your mind with empowering thoughts does not require hours. It can be as simple as reading one page of a great book, listening to 10 minutes of a powerful speech, or repeating affirmations that anchor your spirit. It is not about quantity, it is about quality. Even a single powerful sentence absorbed deeply in the morning can shape your entire day. For example, when you tell yourself, "Today I will act with discipline and courage," you are already training your subconscious to align your actions with that belief. Think of it this way: your mind is like a sponge. In the morning it is fresh and open, ready to absorb. Whatever you allow in first will spread through the rest of your day. This is why the 1% protect those first minutes like gold. They know that if they feed their mind with strength, They will think strong thoughts, feel strong emotions, and take strong actions, and strength repeated daily becomes destiny. So ask yourself each morning, what am I feeding my mind? Is it negativity that weakens me, or empowerment that strengthens me? Because what you consume will eventually consume you. Begin with empowering thoughts, and you will carry empowerment into every challenge. Begin with wisdom, and you will walk with clarity. Begin with inspiration, and you will live as a source of light to others. That is the power of choosing your mental diet. Number 7. Visualize your day before it starts. Clarity creates control. Most people step into their day without a map. They wake up, go through the motions, and react to whatever comes their way. Their mornings are not guided by vision but by habit. Their hours not directed by purpose but by distractions. They wonder why they feel lost, overwhelmed, or unfulfilled. But the truth is simple: they never took time to see where they were going. The top 1% live differently. They understand that clarity creates control, and control creates results. That is why they spend a few minutes every morning visualizing their day before it begins. Visualization is not just imagination, it is preparation. When you take a moment to close your eyes and see your day unfold, you are programming your mind to follow a clear direction. You are telling yourself, this is how I will show up, this is what I will accomplish, and this is who I will be. Instead of being tossed around by uncertainty, you walk with intention. Your actions are no longer random, they are aligned with the vision you set at sunrise. Think of athletes before a big game. They do not simply walk onto the field and hope for the best. They visualize every movement, every play, every success. By the time they compete, they have already lived the victory in their mind. You can do the same with your life. See yourself handling challenges calmly, speaking with confidence, finishing tasks with focus, moving through your day with energy and purpose. The more vividly you visualize it, the more your subconscious mind begins to believe it. And what the mind believes, the body follows. This practice is powerful because your brain cannot fully distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is actually experienced. By visualizing your day, you are rehearsing success before it even happens. You are giving yourself a mental blueprint, a script to follow when real life begins. Without this, your mind is vulnerable to distractions and doubts, but with it you step into the world already prepared, already confident, already clear. Clarity also removes stress. Many people feel anxious in the morning because they do not know what awaits them. Their mind races with uncertainty, and uncertainty breeds fear. But when you visualize, you replace uncertainty with certainty. You already know how you will handle the day, because you have seen it, felt it, and rehearsed it in your mind. This calmness becomes your shield against chaos. Spending even 5 minutes in the morning to visualize your day can change everything. Write down your priorities, then close your eyes and imagine yourself achieving them with discipline and focus. Picture the version of yourself you want to be: calm, strong, unshakable. Carry that image with you like armor, and it will guide you through challenges. The truth is, life does not reward those who drift aimlessly. It rewards those who move with clarity. When you visualize your day, you are not just dreaming, you are taking control. And when you take control of your mornings, you are no longer living by chance. You are living by design. Number 8. Write down your priorities instead of letting distractions decide for you. One of the greatest traps of modern life is distraction. The world is designed to pull your attention in every direction. Messages, notifications, endless tasks, people demanding your energy. If you do not take control, the day will decide for you. Instead of living with intention, you end up reacting to whatever shouts the loudest. And at the end of the day, you feel exhausted yet unfulfilled, because though you were busy, you were not effective. The top 1% avoid this trap by practicing a simple but powerful discipline every morning. They write down their priorities. Writing your priorities is more than making a to-do list. It is declaring what truly matters. It is an act of leadership over your own life. When you put pen to paper, you are telling your mind, These are the battles worth fighting today. These are the victories that will move me closer to my vision. Without this clarity, distractions will always win, because distractions are endless. But when you begin with a list of priorities, you already know where to direct your energy, and you no longer waste it on what does not serve you. Most people confuse activity with achievement. They chase small, unimportant tasks because they feel busy, but busyness without direction is the illusion of progress. True growth comes from focusing on the few things that truly matter. That is why writing down your priorities is so powerful. It forces you to separate what is urgent from what is important. Urgent tasks scream for your attention, but important tasks build your future. And if you don't identify them first, the urgent will always drown out the important. This practice also removes mental clutter. When you keep everything in your head, your mind becomes heavy, overwhelmed by the weight of remembering. But when you write your priorities down, you free your mind to focus on execution, not storage. You can see clearly, act decisively, and move forward without hesitation. This is how clarity turns into power. Think of it this way: if your life were a ship, priorities are the compass. Without them, you drift with the waves, pushed wherever the current takes you. But with them you sail with direction, cutting through the noise of the ocean and moving toward your chosen destination. Writing down your priorities every morning is your way of setting that compass. It is how you choose control over chaos, direction over distraction, victory over waste. Do not underestimate the power of this small habit. A single page of written priorities can save you from weeks of wasted effort. Each time you cross off a task, you feel momentum building. Each time you honor your list, you honor your word to yourself. And self-trust is the foundation of discipline. So begin every morning with this question: what truly matters today? Write the answer down, guard it, and let it guide you. Because if you don't decide your priorities, someone else will decide them for you. And in that moment, your life no longer belongs to you. Number 9. Practice gratitude to shift your energy from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude is more than a polite gesture. It is a powerful force that can transform the entire direction of your day. Most people wake up and their first thoughts are about what they lack: more money, more success, more comfort, more recognition. This mindset of scarcity creates stress, comparison, and dissatisfaction. No matter how much they achieve, it never feels enough because they are always chasing what is missing. But the top 1% live differently. They begin their mornings not by focusing on what they lack, but by appreciating what they already have. Gratitude shifts their energy from scarcity to abundance, and abundance opens the door to peace, clarity, and growth. When you practice gratitude, you rewire your mind. The human brain is naturally drawn to problems, to what is wrong, to what is missing. This was useful for survival in the past, but in today's world it keeps people stuck in negativity. Gratitude breaks this cycle. Each time you acknowledge a blessing, no matter how small, you train your mind to notice what is right instead of what is wrong. Over time, this rewiring creates resilience. Even in difficult situations, you find reasons to be thankful, and that strength keeps you moving forward. Gratitude also changes your energy. When you wake up and list the things you are thankful for: your health, your family, the gift of another day, the opportunities ahead, you shift your emotions instantly. Worry cannot dominate a grateful heart. Fear cannot control a grateful mind. Gratitude places you in a state of abundance. And from that state, confidence and calmness flow naturally. You begin your day not with heaviness, but with lightness, not with complaints, but with appreciation. The practice does not need to be complex. It can be as simple as writing down 3 things you are grateful for each morning, or closing your eyes for a moment and silently saying thank you. You can express gratitude for the big things: the love in your life, the roof over your head, or the small details: the warmth of sunlight, the breath in your lungs, the strength in your body. What matters is not the size of the blessing but the depth of your awareness. The top 1% know that gratitude is not weakness, it is power. It does not make you passive, it makes you strong. Because when you focus on abundance, you stop moving from desperation and start moving from inspiration. You stop asking what if I fail, and start asking how far can I grow. Gratitude gives you courage, because you realize you already have enough to begin. When you practice gratitude daily, life itself begins to change. You attract positivity, you deepen relationships, and you walk with a calmness that others can feel. Problems do not disappear, but you face them with perspective. Success does not vanish, but you enjoy it with humility. Gratitude is the bridge between where you are and the life you dream of living. And every morning you choose it, you strengthen that bridge until abundance becomes your natural state. Number 10. Guard your mornings fiercely. What you protect at the start determines what you win throughout the day. Your morning is the foundation of your entire day. It is the seed from which everything else grows. If you guard it with discipline, you create clarity, focus, and strength that carry you into every task. But if you let it be stolen by distractions, by noise, by other people's demands, you will spend the rest of the day trying to regain the control you lost at sunrise. The truth is simple: how you begin is how you continue. That is why the top 1% guard their mornings with ferocity. They know that victory belongs to the one who protects the start. Most people treat their mornings carelessly. They hit the snooze button, scroll endlessly, rush through routines, and hand over their first hours to chaos. By the time they step into the day, they are already drained, reactive, and unprepared. It is like beginning a race with heavy chains tied to your feet. No matter how hard you push later, you will never perform at your best because you lost the crucial advantage at the start. Guarding your morning means treating it as sacred. It means designing a space of time where you focus only on what strengthens you, your body, your mind, your spirit. It means saying no to unnecessary distractions, no to meaningless noise, no to anything that steals your energy before you have built it. The morning is not the time to be available to everyone. It is the time to be available to yourself. This is not selfish, it is preparation. Because only when you are full can you truly give your best to others. When you fiercely protect your mornings, you also protect your identity. Every habit you perform in those first hours is a declaration of who you are. If you choose discipline, you become disciplined. If you choose clarity, you become focused. If you choose chaos, you become scattered. The morning magnifies your choices, and those choices ripple into the rest of your day. That is why the strongest achievers are uncompromising about how they start. They understand that the first hour of the day is the most valuable real estate of time, and they do not rent it out cheaply. This protection requires boundaries. You may need to set your phone aside, wake earlier than the world, or create a ritual that cannot be interrupted. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Because once you learn to master the start, the rest of the day bends to your will. You walk into challenges prepared, you face distractions with resilience, and you move with purpose because your foundation is unshakable. Guard your mornings fiercely, because they are the gatekeepers of your destiny. If you lose them, you lose control. But if you win them, you create momentum that nothing can stop. Treat your mornings like treasure, protect them, respect them, and invest in them. For what you protect at the start will determine what you win in the end. Every morning is a new beginning, a chance to rise and claim control over your life. The habits you choose at sunrise are not small details. They are the foundation of everything you will accomplish. If you treat your mornings with care, you build days of strength. If you treat them carelessly, you build days of weakness. And days repeated over time become your life. This is why the top 1% guard their mornings. They understand that success is not decided by one grand moment, but by 1,000 small choices made consistently when no one is watching. You now hold the secret. You know that winning the first battle of the day, avoiding distractions, feeding your body and mind, and protecting your morning with discipline can transform everything. But knowing is not enough. You must act. You must wake tomorrow and put this wisdom into practice. At first, it will feel difficult. The temptation to delay, to check your phone, to fall back into comfort will be strong. But remember this: each time you resist, you grow stronger. Each time you choose discipline over delay, you build the character of someone who is unstoppable. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not wait for motivation to knock on your door. Begin now with what you have. Even if it is only a few minutes of silence, a glass of water, or a short moment of gratitude, these small victories compound into greatness. Over time, they will transform your mornings, your days, and ultimately your destiny. And as you walk this path, carry one truth in your heart: your mornings are sacred. Protect them, value them, honor them, for they are not just hours of the day, they are the birthplace of your strength, your peace, and your success. Guard them fiercely, and you will find that no storm in the outside world can take away the calm and control you carry within. So tomorrow, when the sun rises, rise with it. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and remind yourself: I am in control of my life. I will not surrender my mornings to chaos. I choose discipline, I choose clarity, I choose victory. For those who master their mornings, master their lives, and those who guard the beginning with strength, write the ending with greatness.